What's up, folks? How we doing? We're still on that guest content train. Of course, you want to know what's going on with me? Hit the little button over here. I'll explain what's happening. I'm okay. I'm just in a lot of discomfort. Next up is Eli Kassis. Eli's freaking awesome. I've known Eli forever. Obviously, Eli's been my kind of like pro tour slash Magic nemesis for many years. I think he's like literally 7-0 against me, 8-0 against me, or something like that. Whether it was Star Cities or Grand Prix or whatever it was back in the day. But had the pleasure to work with Ely for World Championship a couple years ago when we actually crushed the tournament. He came in second, and then I've worked with him for Pro Tours almost ever since. He left for Handshake a few Pro Tours ago, but I forgive him. But I love Ely. He's a great guy, really smart guy. Ely loves the cube. Ely's in that vintage crap cube draft server all the time. Big time vintage cube ringer. Eli wanted to do a vintage cube and help me out, and I said absolutely, my friend. So he doesn't really do much content, honestly, but he's great, and just big thanks to Eli for helping out. So like, comment, subscribe, more guest videos, then we'll see what's happening with our gears as we get to that point.
What's going on, everybody? We are doing some vintage cube today. Should have a fun little 3v3 team draft. For those who don't know, this is called Draftmancer. It's an off-site site we use to do the actual draft cards. And we export them to MTGOnline where we play. Good to see everybody, by the way. It's good that you guys are all popping in for this guest star on Jim's stream. Hopefully we can all keep pitching in until he's back on his feet. Alright, here we go. Ooh, we got a Mox Ruby to start. Spicy. Alright, so very little ever gets taken over Power 9. Of note that we're passing is mostly Mana Drain. I think that's the next best card for Vash 115 to take. So I assume that that's going to happen. Yeah, that's a pretty simple pick. Not a lot to it. A lot of times when I get a Mox Ruby start, I'm thinking in red aggro terms. There's a Robber of the Rich, there's a Headliner Scarlet. Things I have to watch out for, though, is I have a couple aggro drafters, mainly Sandy Dog here, who loves drafting aggro. Alright, it's a pretty solid pack. This is Sowing Myco Spawn. If people don't know what that card is, I'll enlarge it for a second. Fetches up lands if you have any like Tolarian Academy or Gaia's Cradle strategies. Thrill-Kill Disciple's kind of a fun new add. A lot of these new commander cards that do kind of wild things. Alright, I think Oko is just the most powerful card on rate here. It doesn't play into the Ruby super well, but I'm a pretty big fan of blue-green strategies anyway. Also, if I pass Mana Drain, I don't want to then ship Oko. So let's take Oko. Okay. A lot of powerful cards here, too. That's Vintage Cube. They're always powerful. So my inclination here is to want to take a card like Gut. Gut is just a steamroller type of card. When it gets going, it's really fast. It's the most powerful abuser of Mox Ruby in this picks that we've already taken. Shelldock Isle is consideration because you get so many playables that when you can fill like powerful cards into the land slot, it's pretty powerful also. Althari also very good, Six very good. Everything here is obviously very good, but I think Gut is the one that I'm leaning to the most. The next best choice, though, to me, in my opinion, if I wanted to go like a different route and maybe not play all my spells the best, is taking Inquisition of Kozilek just to have like a good curve. I'm kind of counting on it being too early to worry about my curve. So I'm just going to stick with Gut. Alright, interesting. So, we don't have anything too busted here. The Reprieve is one of my favorite picks here. A lot of things on 3 that don't quite make it into the deck. Not a lot that abuses the Ruby. So I think I'm going to stay open to the possibility of red-white aggro, which is a pretty powerful strategy in Cube. And I'm going to take Reprieve. It'll stink if our Oko goes to the sideboard, but that happens sometimes. Okay, more interesting picks. Loot is very good. And so is Elite Spellbinder. So we don't have any black cards, so Gris is kind of off the table. To go loot, we'd have to take the full like teamer route, taking Gut and Oko. It's just a little bit less likely to assemble. I think I'm going to play a little bit safe and take the Spellbinder. Yep, let's do that. Alright, so there's like a medium red card, some graveyard hate if we want, potential dual land if we pick up something later. Lightning Greaves is just mostly if you get Nadu, which, you know, we're not even in blue-green yet. We only have Oko that's green or blue, so not the best pick for us. Preacher of the Schism's a good black card, but we're not black, which is why I'm not just slam dunking the dual land. But the dual land could come in handy the most later. We could get fixing, we might see black cards that are worth splashing. So I'm going to take this on speculation. Alright, so no red-white aggro cards. And if we wanted to splash black, there's really just like a fatal push. We could take Surveil Land. If we stuck with green, Endurance could be like an okay sideboard card. Interesting choices here. So I think I'm going to just take the fatal push. It's a good card against us. Could be a fine card for us to catch back up with. I'm going to kind of move Oko over here because blue and green are seemingly less likely to be making the deck right now. Kind of have like a little Mardu package here. Maybe we should just try more of these cards I was just talking up earlier. Expressive Iteration is my favorite one here. It's just so unlikely that it'll make the deck with what colors we have taken so far. So I'm going to take the Throw Kill Disciple. Alright. Yeah, a lot of good ones still. So again, these are like shoving me back into like wanting to take blue and green cards. Definitely all over the place with my colors. I might just want to take Fixing for safety here. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Alright, Vindicate's playable. It's really hard to companion Zerta. I'm sometimes surprised it's even still in the cube, so I'm not going to go there. Really, I'm just thinking I might cut Tracker as the best card, or just take Loot on the gamble. I'll take Loot on the gamble. Also not really big on any of these cards. I'll take Greaves. Maybe I'll start getting fed the blue-green signal some more. Coalition Relic in case I need to splash some stuff. Tarmogoyf's okay, but I'm kind of more interested in having Myco spawn if I get any land combos. It's pretty common that Survival goes last. People just don't love it. I love it, but there's not really the right cards in the cube to feed it right now. Alright, so no power, but the One Ring is pretty busted. Good reasons why it was banned in Modern. Doing a quick scan of the pack, make sure I didn't miss anything. Alright, Slam One Ring. Wow, alright, so a lot of picks here. We have Comet Pup, we have Atraxa, and we have Polluted Delta to choose from. Funny enough, our Triumph is red, white, green, so blue-black dual fetch can't grab it. We don't have to be black, we only have Fatal Push and Vindicate. Atraxa opens us up to some combos, but doesn't play well with the rest of the deck. Alright, so I think Comet Pup is just my favorite card here. Can do some really silly things and just run away with the game sometimes out of nowhere. I still feel like red-white is the core of our deck right now. Alright, so now I'm a little bit worried about the early parts of our curve, so I'm more considering a card like Unholy Heat. Passing up on Bayou definitely means that we're like signing off on green, which seems okay. I don't think we're getting a good green signal. Adeline is a little tempting, but I don't have the cheap aggressive creatures to make that work. And Deathrite Shaman with no fetch lands so far just isn't enticing. So yeah, I think I'm just going on Holy Heat here. Wow, Fable. This was probably a really good pack. I also really like Barrogoyf, I really like Containment Priest, but I mean we're for sure taking Fable the Mirror Breaker. Winner of like every standard Pro Tour for 2 years. Alright, so nothing here that's exciting except mana fixing in my opinion. So we're going to go with the Verge. I'm going to start moving these things over to the sideboard. We can always bring them back later if we want to. It's not even for sure that we're black splashing, so I'm going to slide these over, which would also make Relic not a guarantee in the deck. To me, it's important to visualize the curve here, because really want to focus on having a nice curve throughout. Which, not getting a lot of great things for helping that curve suggestion out. Alright, so most of these cards are not great for my deck, but Saheeli is actually a fun combo with One Ring. So you can actually use its ability to bin your own One Ring by turning something else into a legendary artifact. I also have a high spell count right now, so I could actually get quite a few triggers out of it. And none of these lands are actually color fixing for me, so Saheeli it is. By the way, this is another card that works with Time Vault, so if I randomly open it in pack 3, you copy an artifact, that copy is a copy of Time Vault, but it's untapped, and then you kind of just get to go off. So normally I would like to take the Bank Buster here, but I think my curve doesn't allow for it, so I'm actually thinking a Braid is the pick. Earlier answers so that I don't fall too far behind while I start to deploy my heavier threats. And, yep, locking that in. Opposition Agent's pretty good too, but bad for the curve, and I don't know if I'm splashing yet. So because we're kind of red-white, more control-y, I'm thinking I'm going to take Sunfall here over Rabblemaster, which to me is another fun, interesting pick. Pretty much nothing for us. I could take Deathrite in case I end up splashing black. Or I could just cut somebody on Basalt Monolith or Zuranor, because we did see the 5/3 in this draft. Not sure what Abelusk is drafting. I know Sandy won't be drafting green, so I don't really want to cut my teammates. So I'm going to take the Basalt Monolith. Alright, so Blood Crypt would help splash if I end up going that route. Nothing else really from my deck. So Carnage Interpreter could be cast. Nothing else here could fit in the deck. Although this isn't great until I get my curve down low. So unless I get a really low curve pack 3, this card's not great. But I'm not really worried about passing any of these cards either, so guess I could take another removal spell. Wow, Opposition Agent came back. So I'm going to take the black card too, even if I wasn't interested in the Opposition Agent, because passing 2 green cards will make it so my opponent here can't cut my teammate next. On a green card, that is. And I'm going to make sure that this Uro doesn't beat my red-white deck into the ground, as it feels like it was kind of built for. Alright, we want a lot of cards here. Arid Mesa, heck yes. Skull Clamp, heck yes. Vantage, yes please. And also Mox Diamond. So my curve is too low and I don't have the threats to take Skull Clamp yet. So I think I need Mox Diamond. I need the speed. I'm trying to deploy higher CMC casting cost things in order to win with this deck. So Mox Diamond is the right pick. Solid pack. I should get a pretty good wheel pick since there's 1, 2, 3 really nice things for my deck. And I don't think the red-white duels are that appealing for everybody else. Wow, so Nadu's in the pack, and we have Greaves, but we don't have the mana for it. And fourth, Eorlingus is a busted card. But so's Karakas. This is kind of an insane pack. I wish I could take quite a few picks out of this. I wish I had the Cogwork Librarian, I think it's called. Where if you take that, you get to swap it and take 2 picks instead. So fourth is just the best card, though, so we're definitely taking fourth. But obviously I wish I could take more than one. Alright, another interesting pack. So Sacred Foundry is great, Chain Lightning's great, Fiery Confluence is great, Cathar Commando's great, Nemesis, Burst Lightning. I mean, even we could contemplate Misty Rainforest, too. But I think I'm going to look again at curve considerations. So what can I take that's cheap and effective? Normally I would think something like the Nemesis would be the best. Fire Confluence is certainly very powerful. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Fiery Confluence, actually. I was first considering the Chain Lightning just for its early removal, but Fire Confluence just does too much. And it kind of blows me out of the water if it kills my Moxes and my team, or like my fourth tokens. So let's take the Fiery Confluence. Alright, wow, Demonic Tutor, Doomsday, Glorybringer, and Carnage, Trumpet and Carnosaur. I don't know why I thought that card was called Carnage. Alright, so Glorybringer jumps out at me first. And then the other option is cutting Demonic Tutor. So is the value of Glorybringer greater than the cutting of Demonic Tutor? I don't think it is. So even if I don't play black, I think cutting Demonic Tutor would be the right pick here. Alright, now this is a very interesting deck too. All vintage cubes are, though. Not to like say that, you know, I'm going to do this a lot or anything. Obviously I will, but initiative creatures in like a red-white shell are usually very powerful, so I'm interested in taking this. I don't think there's anything else that exciting. Like the Troll of Khazad-dûm doesn't do me anything. I don't have Grief or Reanimate stuff, so I don't need a Swamp Cycler. The Passageway Seer makes me want to splash black more, which could be fine. Let me put Demonic in the deck. Oh, I always like me some fast bond decks, but this is not a fast bond deck. So I'm just going to improve my mana base with the picks that I've taken so far. Nothing else I see. Okay. Alright, so of the picks we mentioned, only the Vantage came back. The Verge is also interesting, but starting on black's not always the best. Especially when we need like an early white mana. So I think this Vantage is better. Also I think in general the Vantages tend to be better than the Verges. There's not a ton of basics that make it into the deck. Wow, Tameo was like a really high pick. I'm kind of surprised it's still in here. Alright, so do I think somebody's going to do an LED trick? Probably not. It wouldn't have lapped otherwise. Fiery Covenant. There's a fun combo with this and Screaming Nemesis if it comes back. So I am interested in taking it. It's also just the best pick for my deck. It makes, I think, most decks in the main. Probably not playing Basalt Monolith. Probably am playing these cards. There's the, oh man, there's Mind Twist came back too. Both these cards are so good. Oh. Alright, now this is a tough one. Alright, I think my deck's a little too slow to capitalize best on Mind Twist, so I'm going to take the Screaming Nemesis. I really want to pull off the Fire Covenant combo. It is really, really powerful. Dark Ritual's solid, and I do have a couple things that it can ramp into, which is kind of nice. It's also good with fourth. Yeah, alright. I'm not a big fan of Dragon's Rage Channeler, which would be the other pick. So I'm going to go with the Ritual. Alright, this would just be a tapped black-white land. Troll can go get white source now as well, or red. Alright, so Troll isn't any color land for 1, so we're going to go with Troll. Nothing really for me in this pack. I'm just going to cut the Time Warp. I mean, this could make the deck theoretically. I'll take it just in case. Neither one of these are that exciting. Just going to cut the Deep Shadow here. Last pick persists. I'm kind of surprised by that. It doesn't really bring back anything great in our deck, so I'm not going to take it. Alright, so now we export this to an MTGO deck file, and I load my MTGOnline. And then we add deck, we import the file, switch it to freeform. Freeform's just the mode we tend to use when we do these drafts. It's the easiest to find people and battle that way. Let's do some fun deck construction. We only got 1 power 9, but that's better than none. Alright, so first I like to condense everything. It's important to show your teammates the cards that you have, so putting them in a way where they can visualize it is important. And then for deck construction, I put my Moxes with my mana base. And I count land cyclers as lands as well. The Mox Diamond I don't count. They auto-include basics, but I tend to remove those. I like to do my own math and make sure it's done right. Alright. So we have 8 sources, 6 spots left to go. That's 14 lands. We probably need about 3 cuts. First, let's gather all the cards we're missing. Deck 89. Wish list. I'm going to remove all my old wish list cards and find the stuff I need still. Go and find us a bot. Any bot will do. How expensive is the Thrill Kill Disciple? 49.49. We don't even have to give him a ticket. Heck yeah. Alright, let's go back and finish building. Alright, so initial thoughts. I don't really love starting Carnage Interpreter unless I had like I said, a cheaper curve, but I'm kind of like almost a control deck right now. Tribal Flames can do 4 damage. It's kind of medium though. 3 drops are all pretty good. This is one I'm not sure about if it's good or not. So Bloodthirst X kind of makes you want to like hit them before you play it, and I don't really have a 1-drop or a 2-drop creature, so this card can go. Do I need Coalition Relic? Looks like my mana's pretty good, and I might not need the splashing, and I'm not really ramping into anything either, so let's get rid of that as well. So this would be 17 lands, which I want, especially for Mox Diamond lands. I'm counting Mox Ruby, of course. And I don't think I'm going to change anything else. I like all the cards. Alright, so let's pick our favorite basic land. I feel like this tells a lot about a person, what kind of basic land you like. White sources. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it does get that. Do I want to play the red-white tap land is the question. It doesn't get fetched by anything. I might just prefer to not play this. Let's see what our mana looks like without it, but I'll put it up here in case I decide to play it. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4 white sources. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 white cards. Not actually a ton of white. And we also have Mox Diamond, which is the 5th. So I'm aiming for 8 white sources, so 3 planes will do the trick. I'm going to put some backup lands in the sideboard. Alright, next let's do red. Red's the color we need to have. So Troll counts, Ruby counts, Urge counts. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we need 3 mountains. 4 to the side. Certainly I'm going to want a backup mountain. I think that's my first priority land to add another one. Alright, black sources. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need 3 swamps as well. This lets us add in 1 more land. And I think I'm going to prioritize red. So let's put up some backup swamps in the sideboard as well. Alright, so this is an easy keep. We have turn 1 Demonic Tutor, and we're probably just going to go for a land so that we can start ramping out fast. Although it would be fun to get the not Fiery Confluence, the black-red one that you pay X life and just combo with the Nemesis too. But I'm not going to chance not tutoring for a land here and just getting kind of stuck. Alright. Vosh is on a single mull. If they had like Force of Negation on that Mox, we'd have been pretty boned. Alright, so I can't grab a Mox. I probably want a land that's red-white. Not that. The Vantage would be best. Let's just make sure that's the best thing to grab before I move on. Yeah, I think red-white Vantage is the best one. Definitely never Demonic Tutored for an Inspiring Vantage before, but this is where we are. Good, nice slow land. Let's keep it slow, Vosh. Ooh, alright. If this survives a turn, maybe I'm comboing. Let's find out. Tap out for something. Tap out for something. That doesn't kill Screaming Nemesis. Ghost Vacuum doesn't do anything. Okay. We have an Academy deck. And they're tapped out. Let's see if this works. This would be so much fun if this works. $14 damage. They're at 14, no way to gain life. Alright. They could have Solitude. Would still be a 2 for 2. Let's take a snip of this. Solid turn 3 win. Alright, so we're on the draw. That makes me want Interpreter even less. Yeah, I don't think I want anything else here. You know, Persist is more interesting now that I have Troll. But we didn't see any removal. They're a stacks deck, it looked like, meaning lots of artifacts. Alright, it's a keepable hand, just not an exciting one. It's certainly a little bit slow. Mox off the top would be gross. That's not bad. We could tutor for the Nemesis and try for that combo again. It would be a turn 4 win. Oof, Soul Ring. And the Tellurian Academy deck. Not bad. Alright, it's the only card we can cast. Ooh, I'm kind of tempted to grab Fiery Confluence and just kind of like blow up 3 artifacts in a turn. I think that's the angle I want to take. Just go for like a punishing 3-for-1. Bosch is trying to develop a lot of artifacts, which makes me like that grab even more too. Mapping for Tellurian Academy, no doubt. Might just Vindicate the Academy, but if I waited a turn, I could Confluence away all the artifacts, which also nullifies it. But I think I have to Vindicate, because I don't think I can let them untap for a turn, since I can't cast the Confluence on the next turn. And they might just Mana Drain this anyway, but I don't really have an instant worth casting, so kind of have to play as if they don't. No more lies. No more lies indeed. Alright, hopefully nothing too busted from their turn so that Confluence can go through. That would be most ideal. Coveted Jewel is really good. So even if I kill that with Confluence here, it's still a draw 3 and huge advantage for Vosh. Along with Tamio. Alright, that was definitely a rough turn for me. My guess is this is another counter that's going to happen, so I'm not going to dodge that. We know that we shipped Mana Drain during the draft to them. Still have to just play the best card, I think. Let's see if we can destroy 3 artifacts. 1, 2, 3. If they don't have a counter, this could be pretty devastating, but I bet you they do. Yep, there's the Mana Drain. Boy, we're in for a world of hurt now. It's important not to scoop just yet. We do want to see what they're working with. They might reveal more cards in their deck. Oh, that's probably game right there. So Displacer Kitten and Coveted Jewel just makes every spell like a draw 3 and adding mana equal to 3 minus the CMC of what you play. So this is going to be a gross turn, but hopefully we get to see a lot of stuff and share it with the teammates and maybe avoid this happening in game 3. Mana Leak, No More Lies, Mana Drain, a lot of counters. It's hard to build a stacks deck that has counters, artifacts, the Tellurian Academy package, and then also win cons. So their deck's probably like really like strained in some area. Or it could just be these are the only counters they have and they drew them all. But they probably don't have removal spells as a result. It's really fun when you're on the side of the Displacer kitten getting to do all these tricks. I virtually have no chance of winning this game. This is like 0.0001% left, because they can even just Tamiyo minus and bring back a counter. So I'm pretty shut off from winning. But it's important, again, that I see their deck. They're showing me a lot of cards right now, and this is going to help either me in Game 3 or teammates in the rest of the draft. So multiple combos with the kitten. So their deck's pretty much about the kitten here. Being prepared to kill the kitten will be important for future games. You can interrupt this process by, like, say, shocking the kitten off the board. Alright, where's the win con? A lot of talisman effect. Kind of surprised if they're not playing Mind Twist in their deck. They have a lot of mana acceleration. That's not their win con, is it? Are they going to just attack me with crappy creatures? It looks like that might be. It's a shame I don't have like a Wheel of Fortune effect to deck them quicker. Wow, Ballista for 8. Alright, so the only thing I can think of that would have a chance here is the Comet Pup, and just hitting like insane on the multiple rolls. So let's see what happens. I'm intentionally not playing my land, because if they daze, that's a lot of valuable information that I actually want to collect. Alright, can we roll insane? They have the option of ballisting it down, of course, and they see it. Alright, this gives us like virtually no outs. I guess they couldn't use Tamiyo to regrowth. They plussed it that turn because it starts on 2. Alright, well, let's just go to the next game. Gotta take a nice snip for the team. Hopefully we run a little bit better. We actually didn't run bad, but hopefully our opponent runs a little bit worse next game. I'm tempted to keep Trouble Flames in because it kills like Narset and other things like that, even though we're not really worried about their creature threats. Sunfall is kind of bad here, even though it does kill True Name, but that's not enough. Alright, let's do it like this. Oh, would love more Screaming Nemesis and Fire Covenant kills. That's a combo I haven't really seen anybody else pull off. We could have a turn 1 opposition agent. They do have Search in their deck. Alright, well, let's keep that. The hand isn't awesome. We have a bunch of removal spells that don't do much, but maybe a turn 1 opposition agent will be enough. It certainly applies pressure. Ooh. Alright, now I want to really catch that. So I'm not playing the agent. Let's play this untap now so that I don't die to daze. Crack it, crack it. Yes! Let's do it. You've been opposition agented. Alright, now we get to take a pick of their whole deck for the team. Let's think some more. Alright, well, an opponent's turn in the library, they exile each card they find. You may play those cards as long as they remain exiled, and you may spend mana as mana of any color to cast them. Alright, so essentially I can grab whatever, and then it's in mine. On an opponent's turn in the library, they exile each card they find. You may play those cards. Alright, so play is not cast, so I could conceivably grab a land and then play it. They have a white card in their hand and no white sources. I don't really need an untapped land, so let's grab their Surveil land. It also harms their white count. Taking a quick peek through their deck. Playing Zeron Orb. Interesting. Oh, it's a very interesting deck. It really relies on the kitten combo. I don't actually see any other way for them to get there. Alright, so we'll take the archive. And passing the turn. Alright, so from the pick we can see their hands. They have only one land. But if they get another land, they can go Talisman into True Name into Metamorph on True Name. Then we might be in real trouble. So they played the island, and they played the card they drew for the turn was Expedition Map. So no land for them yet. I need to find a threat. I do not need Mox Ruby. Pressure. If they end up cracking Expedition Map, I'll just kind of laugh, because we still have Opposition Agent out. Alright, looks like they did not draw land. Thank goodness, we needed that. And that's what we really needed. Alright, so Passageway Seer might just close the door. Initiative is just so busted. Let's grab another swamp, or do I want a second plains? I already have 2 black. Let's grab a second plains. Alright, so now I feel comfortable even being able to race True Names. Especially since they can't come out for another turn or two unless Vosh just rips Tolarian Academy. That would be rough. Right into True Name, True Name. That would be real rough. Hey, we did it! Alright, so Opposition Agent saves the day. Mulligan it is. Alright, this is keepable, just not exciting. And Dark Ritual ramps us into nothing, so that's what I'm bottoming. Alright, give me a nice fatal push target. Or not. Mox, please. I think there's an opportunity to catch this with a braid. I imagine Sandy will name a braid just because it's the best tempo play here. Yep. Sahili, alright. Alright, let's see if the trade-off of the damage swing here and then not being able to gain life the rest of the game is worth it for Sandy to block. Nope, it is not. So I'm happy with that play now. Giver, that's a good fatal push target, thank you. Ooh, it's also Comet Pup. I think I want to establish a wall first. So I'm going to attack first, assuming they're definitely not going to want to trade this time if they didn't want to trade last time. Then we're going to fatal push on my turn so that Giver never gets to get active. Ooh, Bombardiers. That's a good braid target. Wow, they didn't sack. Interesting. Alright, I think I want to start with an attack first. Although I could hit for another 3 damage and use 2 counters from Sahili. But then I wouldn't have anything to block with. I think I want to kill Bombardiers. That's just not something I ever want to toy around with. Alright, what do we got? Sand Dog. Sandy drew a land for the turn. 1 man off of Mystic Confluence still. Opposition Agent doesn't seem like it does very much against Sandy's deck. Alright, they finally killed Sahili. keep thinking Sandy is like a different 2-color base, but I have a feeling he's probably just like a 6/6/6 base. Alright, so I'm gonna go with the pup. See if we can get some lucky hits here. We get to return something. Would I rather have a braid or fatal push? I think a braid. That was my least desirable hit, though. And now we're going to hold back. Screaming Nemesis to protect Comet. Could have an interesting thrill kill Disciple on the next turn. Whoa. Sorry if I'm not super chatty. I'm trying to double task here. I'm still trying to finish the other draft match, which I now wish I didn't start. Sandy's really in the tank, thinking about whether to attack or not. Even though it wouldn't kill Comet, I'm for sure blocking if Sandy attacks it. Keeping Comet large, getting to cast a Braid for less, these things are all just worth it in my mind. Plus Sandy can't gain life the rest of the game now. Start with Cometing. Alright, let's start attacking too. But Sandy's life being so low, I feel like Sandy has to... No, never mind. Sandy will just concede. Alright, new snip. Comet too good. I feel like Comet didn't even do too much, but must have done something right. Just guy. Healy was fine there, but let's try persist. Yeah, there's a few cards persist grabs that aren't bad. I don't really have much good to sideboard, so pretty much got to work with what I got. Oh, let's go, Sandy Dog, let's go. This is not a bad deck. I could definitely use some improvements, but it's powerful Mardu cards. Come on, Sandy. Raging Sandy Dog. Where are you? Alright. Here we go, here we go. Come on, good opener. That's a terrible opener. Mulligan. Oh, man. I don't think I can go to 5, but it's not an exciting one. I think I'll put back the Confluence. The turn 3 Passageway Seer could be really good. If I rip like land. Mox Ruby land would be the best top 2 though. Oh, okay. If I get one more land now. Don't think I'm going to play the Mox Diamond. I don't want to risk getting it blown up and just getting stuck. Really hoping to draw a land now. Solid start for Sandy. Wouldn't mind an Ancestral Recall myself. Alright, Bankbuster dies to a Braid at least. Come on, land though. Land. Well, it's kind of a land. Alright, I'm definitely gonna get my Mox Diamond blown up and get stuck here. I'm gonna need a black and a red source. A Black Cleave Cliff makes sense. Sticks I keep having to Demonic Tutor for a land. Normally you want this card to get busted things. But I guess lands are kind of busted too. Oh, that's unfortunate. Peacekeeper means Bankbuster's also going to attack this turn. That's a good aggro start. At least Sandy has a tough choice of what to take. They chose Fable. That's interesting. I would not have guessed that Fable was going to be their pick. I guess the fact that Fable could come out right now, though, made them want to choose it, which makes sense. Fable would have been the easy play for me for sure. So I can Fire Covenant on their turn to make sure they don't get to attack. I think that's going to be the play, because Fire Covenant is known now, and it just gets worse over time. Ooh. Maybe this 4th Eorlingus will be super good. We're about to find out. If Sandy has a counter here, though, we could be in big trouble. Also, we kind of need to draw a land to make 4th big enough. get the land. Fortunately, if this hits, at least we get to go find a land. So now this game's going to be all about controlling the undercities. I don't have enough threats on board. I do have plenty of removal, but they might be a little bit too slow. That's not big enough to crew Bank Buster, thankfully. That is now enough to crew, but not enough to protect from the hit back. It's a fun game, at least. A lot going on. Tribal Flames does 3. I could Vindicate the Fear of Missing Out, and then I could hold up a Braid. I couldn't hold it up, I'd have to kill because of the Mother. I could Passageway Steer to steal, but that wouldn't do anything. I think I don't have a lot of options here. See if we can find something. Well, glad I'm not drawing these cards. I guess I have to just braid the Bank Buster before Mother is online so I don't just die. Don't love my spot here. A little bit too far in the card advantage. Sorry, the life advantage. Too far behind. dead to trap. Let's move on. Don't think I was winning that game. Alright, do I want Carnage Interpreter? Yeah, I think it's better than Opposition Agent against Sandy. Yes, I would like to play first. Alright, the Ritual doesn't do a lot, but this hand's solid. Turn 2 Fable or no. Oh, actually, in turn 1 I can Ritual with Ruby. Duh. Alright, let's do a turn 1 Fable. That seems gas. With a turn 2 Screaming Nemesis follow-up too. Let's get rid of Unholy Heat and lands. Kind of tempted to just Vindicate the lands, but I think I'd rather Nemesis. You know what? I am going to Vindicate the land. Sandy often plays land light decks. Let's see if this is like extra punishing. Tempted to kill that mother now before it gets to be a problem. The other alternative, though, is just putting a lot of damage with Screaming Nemesis out. No, I don't want mother to be active. One to each creature. This. Ooh, they're stuck on one. This could be great. If they don't get a land right here, they're just dead. Yep. D-E-D. Dead. Alright, snippity snip. We are 2-0. Pretty much timing out over here, unfortunately, but let's see if I can play this one turbo fast now. We have loot on loot crimes over here. They don't have anything to stop my flyer. This is kind of interesting. I think they're just trying to waste my time now. Here, actually. Here. And here. Yeah, that's all I need. I got plenty of life. Mana ability here, into loot to add 3 mana of any other color, to play a combat trick, to hopefully get got by Howler's Heavy. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That doesn't do anything. But just in case, let's cycle. Alright, we have 5 minutes. Let's play a very fast game now. We're on the draw, so those are still good. Alright, Turbo Magic. Let's go. They have 8 minutes, I have 5. We're in game 2. Obviously, both of us double queuing. Solid keep. These tortoises make Junker really easy to cast. Let's go, Dix. Going for max value on my tortoises. Our opponent having a very slow hand. I wonder what they're doing over there. I'm holding land not just for the ticket tortoise in hand, but also because there's now a loot land on the table. That's a weird... Alright, that makes more sense. Alright. Let's play that land. Let's put up the walls. Now we need to get our speed up next. We're in the red. Can we do it? I'm betting on the home team. I should probably say, don't forget to like and subscribe to Jim's page, everybody. Important to support the creators that you are a fan of. This is an interesting attack. So I'm actually going to offer the trade with a tortoise, I think. Well, I guess definitely now. I wasn't going to block with the 3-3 on the 2-2 though, because I wanted to be able to pressure and get speed. Black, 2-3. Just gonna kill their creature. I don't know if killing my own tortoise to put counters on the Junker is worth it this time. Plow through. Okay. That is something I kind of needed. Something that can punch through. If these starting columns get active, then it's pretty much GG. I've already used 3 removal spells. Oh no. That is very bad. That could be good. Could it? Actually, don't know how it could be good. Does not kill anything right now. Yeah, I'm just in trouble. That loot is probably going to run away with this game. Nope, I could just kill it too. Alright, let's try to win game 3 in 3 minutes. And I'm going to choose to be on the draw because I'm the ticket tortoise deck. It's a good mana hand. Had to do that on my turn so they couldn't interrupt it with anything. Alright, Luke, do your thing. Loot is so good. Kind of unreal good. What an excellent attack. I don't know what the trick is here, what they could have. Looks like nothing. The only thing I lose to here is clock, so I just gotta play super fast now. Yeah, not a clock death. Alright, we got there. Alright guys, thanks for checking in, thanks for watching. I know I'm not super talkative, they're certainly not as entertaining as Jim, just filling in here, but I hope you guys enjoyed. We got our games at least, so at least there was that. And I'm sure Jim will be back in shape and streaming again soon, so check back in, like, and subscribe. See you later, guys.
Again, thanks for watching. Thanks for these guests to come on and help me out. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I hope to see you soon. I love y'all.